Virtual Podium was set up by a very diverse group of women.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina. I'm currently a research chemist at the National Institute of Standards and Technology. It's in Gaithersburg, Maryland, which is the Washington, D.C. area. I'm American, African-American. I'm actually part Nigerian, and I'm from Louisiana.
Hi, my name is Alice Dallo. I am from the West Coast Metabolomics Center at UC Davis. I myself am Palestinian. I originally grew up in the Bay Area, and now I'm based in Sacramento.
Hi, my name is Arpana Vania, and I'm also at the West Coast Metabolomics Center at UC Davis. I'm Nepalese and grew up in Southern California. I've been living in NorCal for a while now. I'm a postdoc and an academic coordinator.
Hi everyone, I'm Ivana Blaženović. I'm a senior metabolomic scientist here in the Bay Area. I'm originally from Croatia. And before I came to United States, I did my PhD in Germany, so I got to spend some time there as well.
So hi everyone, my name's Val. I'm a senior market development manager at SciEx. I'm based in Redwood City in California. I'm originally of Indian origin, but you can probably tell from my accent that I am, in fact, English.
Virtual Podium was established to promote scientific discussion and engagement during a trying time in our global history. That sounds very familiar because that is our mission statement. In light of recent events, many of us have been impacted by the cancellation of conferences. We hope to give global scientific communities the visibility and a compelling opportunity to participate when we can't do that face-to-face.
It just means a way to connect to not only my friends and colleagues, but new scientists around the world. You're getting to connect with people from parts of the world that you wouldn't even see at a conference.
For me personally, coming from Croatia, where I did not have access to articles and journals, knowledge had its limitations. So providing a free content to people worldwide, having great speakers, great research being shared like that is a big part of why I joined.
One of the reasons why it's been such a positive and impactful thing is just that it's a very inclusive initiative. So, we go to conferences all the time, right? And I think that you start to take that for granted. There's so many people in the world that can't attend conferences because of the cost, or maybe they live in an area where it's not possible. People from all over the world can speak and spread their science, and they wouldn't necessarily be able to do that because they couldn't get to a conference. That's a very, very big deal.
It means that we continue to allow our scientists to share their novel research, which is something that they were facing when these conferences were delayed or cancelled. And research focused on the biological impact of this pandemic is continuing. That's not stopping, and that sharing of that research should absolutely continue. And I think that's what this platform's allowed. The concept was very, very simple. There's this news that I'm reading around conferences being either postponed or cancelled. And I think being a scientist, like the rest of these ladies here, I had a real gut feeling that this was going to impact our scientific community. I started to think about a way that we could potentially continue that if we lost the face-to-face connection, and how we were going to do that in a digital way. So I remember coming home that evening and sitting down, we had a bottle of wine, me and my husband, and he really helped me walk through the idea in my head. Then I thought, okay, so this is going to really require some execution. So I need to go out and need to approach a team of people to do this. And actually, it was a way of keeping the community going. So it naturally made sense to go out to the community and work with them. And these were the women that I thought of immediately. Off the top of my head, I was like, who are the most engaged scientists that I know that could get this off the ground? And here they are today. So it's the same team. And I think we had our first meeting like mid-March, and 10 days later, we went live with our first event.
Probably maybe a few days even after the quarantine shelter in place was announced here in the Bay Area, Belle's like, ooh, I have this idea because all the conferences are being canceled, and we can do something about this. And I thought of you guys.
When you messaged us, and I was like, yes, like no doubt in my mind, I want to be a part of this. And it's been such an experience.
Everyone stepped up to each task. Like everyone was like, yeah, I'll manage this. I'll do that. I'll help with that. It it was so flawless and so effortless.
Because of the energy and how well it was received, we ended up doing a weekly format. I don't know, either we were crazy or smart.
Anything is possible if you do it for the right reasons. If it's for the greater good, and in this case it was for the greater good of science and our scientific community, you will be supported, as our community did. They stood by us and they helped, amongst these 5 women, help create the success that Virtual Podium became.
Here in Virtual Podium, we really rely on each other. And I think trust in between the team members is of crucial importance, and just open communication, working together as a group of, smart, motivated people for a great cause has brought us so much joy.
I'd say my first bit of advice would be to celebrate successes. Make sure to just celebrate each other, but then also the different milestones that Virtual Podium made over the past almost 3 months.
First of all, don't be afraid to reach out to people outside of your network. This is something that we've all learned because there were some sessions that were outside of our field. So some of those topics that are so interesting and so relevant, we just didn't have the network. So we outreached, we looked at previous conferences about who, presented, and we used LinkedIn and Twitter.
To do what you actually believe in is always a win.
Don't be afraid to challenge yourself to something new and unfamiliar, but yet still have a vision. I graduated UC Davis 2 years ago. So, compared to the other ladies of the team, I didn't have much experience. At first, it was initially daunting, but if you can kind of put yourself out there and own up to a task, you learn so much.
Another thing would be not to minimize yourself or your opinion, especially when you're in a team setting. Never think that what you have to say or your thoughts are unimportant, even if it's small or you think it's small, because it could be something that you think is small that no one's thought about, and it can change the course of things for the better.
The other thing I would say is keep things simple. So don't boil the ocean. If you have some things that you want to do, no matter how big or small, you don't have to have the perfect plan. You can go out and you can try things, and things will evolve.
Play to your strength, but don't be afraid of trying something new, learning something new. The 5 of us, we all know how to use a mass spec, but we didn't know how, we didn't know how to make a website. For me, in terms of playing to my strengths, I'm an organized person, but I'm also very creative. It allowed me to hone in those skills in terms of organizational skills, communication skills, and creativity. And that's, what made it really fun for me.
Going with the flow sometimes and listening to your gut and your instincts goes a long way.
I think the other thing that comes to mind is just knowing your limits, knowing when you can't do something or if you don't even just have the bandwidth, and just being honest about it. That way that the team can reassess and pick up whatever and then move on to give you the time and space that you need to kind of recoup and get back to 100%.
Most of all, have fun. That we were also reactive and we're also dynamic, so it comes off looking very professional, but behind the scenes we're just
all over the place. At the root of it, we're all friends, and so we laugh and joke about funny things, and we send each other memes, and it's just there's so many things, and that's what made it all fun.
We had a shared food booth.
We don't get much time to eat, and we're meeting around 11 o'clock in the morning Pacific time, and we don't finish until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's a big 3-hour chunk. My husband, at the end of one of the meetings, had bought me pizza, and I was so hungry. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I thought I was sharing the pizza, my slice of pizza on this plate, with the team here. And what ended up happening was that we were still in broadcast mode.
But then the comments started coming from participants, that's a good looking slice of pizza.
Someone that was attending actually sent me a text that was you should stop eating on camera. We can see you eating.
When I was on camera drinking from a hydro flask, and just missed my mouth, and everything went onto my shirt. I remember being a co-host and my kid was screaming and like banging at the door. Sometimes I go back to that YouTube recording and I look at my eyes when it started to happen. I can really see it like, oh, no, this is not happening.
When my internet cut off and I'm like, can they see me? I'm frozen. We text like maybe 20 texts and then within 20 seconds it's back up. It was really cool to see that we just got each other's back like that. Not everything is perfect, but we still got it together.
That was the thing. We had to learn. We made mistakes. We learned. We did things in such quick time that thinking about it now, it's like, what? How did we even do all that? So
we want to end this on just expressing gratitude. At the end of every session, we're always telling the community, thank you for submitting your talks. Thank you for participating and attending the sessions.
I think we really, got it off to a great start, and I can't wait to see where things are going.
The community was very engaging, very supportive, encouraging. It's just very, very, very nice to be a part of this community.
The interactions with the community virtually is just so cool, and very grateful for the community.
It's just very humbling to see that, you can connect with anyone around the world at any time.
Virtual Podium has definitely impacted our lives, but this couldn't have taken off without you guys and the support. Yeah. We've gotten so much love and support since starting this, so thank you.